Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today it's time to do my starting 11 predictions for that massive game on Sunday. Celtic versus Rangers, League Cup final, Hampden Park. The stage doesn't get any bigger than that, but who is the 11 that will play? This is my opinion coming up. Now, you might realise that I'm wearing the same clothes as yesterday, and can I just give a quick disclaimer? There might be a news update today, Friday, that I will not be able to take into account on this video. This is pre-recorded. I'm doing this Thursday night following on from the video uploaded Thursday. Reason being, a couple of weeks ago, I actually lost a close family member, one of my cousins, Paul, who sadly died only aged 30 with leukemia. And today, Friday, the family will be laying Paul to rest. So I just wanted to quickly say, God bless you, Paul. God keep you, and thank you for the support that you've given me over the past few years since I've done YouTube. Paul was great. He was a musician himself, so there was the odd time Paul would watch my videos and he would mail me whenever I was having audio issues to say he would give me a hand or help me through things, and I always appreciated it. And yeah, so I won't be here today and Friday to update you on whatever's happening for obvious reasons, so don't shout at me if there is anything that's sort of wrong or there's been any injury updates from the big man Ange. But I just wanted to say that. God bless you, Paul. Let's not waste too much time. It is currently 11:30 at night. The Algians are down the stairs sleeping. I'm trying my best not to wake them, so we're going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. I'm going to give an explanation as to why I'm starting each player in each position, if necessary, because we're starting obviously at the back with the goalkeeper, and there's no really any explanation needed, is there? Joe Hart, obviously, in goals for us. I think that it's weird because leading up to the final, a lot of people really maybe expected Siegrist to get a run in this competition, and maybe he would have been repaid with a cup final appearance, but he's been unlucky, he's been out with injury. It's a no-brainer. It's going to be Joe Hart, isn't it? Let's start the back four with the right-hand side. Alistair Johnston, of course, no really any other option. I know Tony Ralston's back in training, but we've not seen any of them yet. I'd love to see some of them soon, but I think that a cup final would be a little bit strange for him to make his return in, so Alistair Johnston will continue on in his role there. I feel like that just makes perfect sense. He's been playing well too, and of course, the big talking point about Johnston is he made his debut against Rangers at Ibrox back at the start of January, so it'll be good to see him again against Rangers. He was brilliant that day, being thrown into the deep end, the baptism of fire. If he plays like he did back on January 2nd, January 3rd, can't remember the date now, if he plays like he did then, we'll be fine. Centre halves, the partnership that I've decided to go with, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Carl Starfelt, it kind of picks itself. Yes, Kobayashi's came in, there's the option of him there, but it would make no sense. Starfelt, he's speaking to the media through the week saying how he'd love to score the winner in this game. The priority for me between the centre backs for Sunday is to just keep the ball out of our net, defend, show us that brilliant partnership that they've formed. Of course, Cameron Carter-Vickers already has a derby goal to his name, so if any of the two of them want to step up and add any others to the tally, then feel free, lads, feel free. But I think it kind of chooses itself, just like the left back, Greg Taylor. I think that the back four and goalkeeper is probably the easiest positions to pick in the Celtic team at this moment in time. There's not many changes that I think we'll make, and I know we keep coming back to this same point about Ange Postecoglou saying nobody's a surefire to start, nobody's nail on. But I think at the end of the day, the back four for an occasion like this is going to be that. There's no doubt about it. Greg Taylor has had a phenomenal season. Once again, he's played well against Rangers. His antics in the last derby was well recorded as well. So hopefully more of that from him. But that's a back four I have faith in. They need to keep their cool, need to keep their composure, nothing daft, no lunging, no cards, just do what we do best, and I'm sure it'll be good enough for this game. The midfield three. Now this is where the conversations start, and we can start debating who we want to see play, because I know for a fact that this is going to rile up the comments a little bit. Of course, the surefire, the captain, McGregor. Of got him in the team, the usual for him, sitting in that kind of number 6 role, the CDM. Do you think we could see Iwata come on as the game progresses? Could he maybe come on a little bit later? I think there is a chance of it, depending where we are in the game. If we're leading by a certain amount or whatever the game calls for, there could be a chance. But McGregor is going to start in that number 6 role ultimately. He's been so good at it, and he's the captain of the club, so I don't think it's up for much conversation. Where the conversation does start is the two that lie ahead of him. We've got Hatate, we've got Turnbull, we've got Moy, and we've got O'Reilly, of course. We've got a good option of midfielders who can take up those positions. Who will it be? Well, I think the obvious one is Rio Hatate. I think that he definitely starts. But joining him, I've gone Matt O'Reilly. That's the two I've gone for. And I can already hear the thousands of you sighing that I have left Aaron Moy out of my team. I already know it's annoyed and wound up quite a few of you behind the screen, but let me offer my explanation as to why I'd start Matt O'Reilly over Aaron Moy in this game. I just think that for the intensity of a cup final and for the battles that will be going on in the midfield three and for how much the ball will probably be kept in and around that area, I think O'Reilly just has the legs on him, the energy in him to do a lot more off the ball work, maybe defensively, more than what Moy has. And plus, I think any of them are a great option off the bench, but I think Moy's a good player to bring on later into the game when we maybe need that bit of inspiration going forward. If we're looking for a goal, Moy's obviously got that very intelligent footballing brain, the eye for a good pass. I think that bringing him on later could be useful. I think that Rangers are going to come out all guns blazing. They won't want to get off to a poor start because they've seen what happens when they get off to a poor start. We beat them 3-0, we beat them 4-0. And I just think that in the middle of the park especially, they'll have the likes of Raskin and Kamara trying to do as much running as possible. And I think the best way to keep up with that is by starting Matt O'Reilly, in my opinion. Not a slight on Aaron Moy at all. I absolutely love him, and I would love it if he starts on Sunday. Either way, I'll be happy. I just think that O'Reilly might be better suited for the opening 45 of the game, where things could be heated, they could be a bit more energetic, and when the tempers flare a little bit, when the tempers die down a little bit later in the second half, then I think Moy coming on could be a good option. And Hatate, I think he's another one right now that you can't really leave out the team. He's been the best player in the country recently. His form is unbelievable. His talent has been on show. Everything about Hatate speaks for itself. I don't even need to add to it. Him and O'Reilly, so I'm going for in front of McGregor. So the front three. Yes, the front three. Who am I going? Once again, just like the midfield, we have options. We can play about with it, and I'm sure that all of us as fans here will probably have our own different variations to the front three that we'd play on Sunday. Starting the right hand side, Jota on the right, not Abada. Yes, I know, crikey, Abada, who's been unbelievable against Rangers since joining the club, got a good record against them, caused them problems, got a goal last week as well. Jota, who's took a wee bit of criticism from some people in the mainstream media, but he's just unbelievable. And he's been brilliant against Rangers as well. He's always been brilliant against Rangers. I think he causes them a lot of problems, and the prospect of him being matched up against a Borna Barisic or whoever's playing at left back for them on Sunday, he can have fun with them, with the crowd right behind them, giving them that encouragement. So I'm going to go for Jota on the right. I think a lot of people would have expected me especially to see Abada with my team selections in the past heading into these games. But on the left-hand side, I can't not pick Dyson Maeda right now. Had a good game at Ibrox back in January. He's been amazing since the return of the World Cup. James Tavernier can't keep up with Dyson Maeda if he comes and he plays his absolute best. Not just with his pace, just with the ability that Maeda possesses. So I am going for Dyson Maeda on that left-hand side. I think that those two wingers have worked well together. They're good at switching as well if they need to. And they just offer so much for us. Maeda's pace in these games is, so pivotal to what we do moving up the pitch. So I am going for Dyson Maeda and Jota. And then up front, it's Kyogo, isn't it? What else is there to say? It's not going to be That's just do you know what? I don't even want to say that there's no chance of O starting, because one point that I should have brought up right at the start of this video and to kick it off was Ange always loves a curveball in these games, doesn't he? He had Forrest starting against him in January. He's had a couple of other curveballs thrown in there that we've not expected in previous games. He loves it. So if he did start, I'd be like, fair enough. Should have seen it coming. But Kyogo's got to start for all the obvious reasons. The League Cup final last year, replicate that, son. That's all you have to do. And that's that. There's my 11. That is my team. Hopefully, I've not missed any important information today that means this team can't start the game on Sunday, but that's what I'm going with anyway, so I hope you appreciate that. Let me know your teams. Let me know your thoughts to my team in the comments below. I think the big talking point is who joins Hatate and McGregor in the midfield, but we'll wait and see. We're going to talk about it a lot more in depth tomorrow on the podcast. We'll be recording that tonight late on, and we'll have that up for you tomorrow. So you have all day on Saturday and before the game on Sunday to listen to it. Should be an entertaining one, a 4-man show, so all guns blazing for that. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Enjoy heading into the weekend. We're nearly there, boys. See you next time.